The paradox of choice. Have you ever found yourself stuck in the snack aisle, wondering why choosing between 30 different brands of chips feels more stressful than it should? Do you scroll endlessly through Netflix or Amazon, only to give up without picking anything at all? Could it be that all these choices, instead of empowering us, are actually making us more stressed, less satisfied, and unsure of what we truly want? Keep watching Unschooled Genius for the next 5 minutes or so to find answers to your common questions about the paradox of choice. In today's world, we're surrounded by choices. From the hundreds of breakfast cereals at the grocery store to thousands of movies online, we often believe more options mean better decisions. But research shows this isn't always the case. In fact, too many choices can leave us feeling overwhelmed, unhappy, and stuck. This idea is known as the paradox of choice. What is the paradox of choice? The paradox of choice is the idea that having too many options can actually lead to anxiety and dissatisfaction, rather than freedom and happiness. While we usually believe more choices are empowering, this paradox shows that beyond a certain point, more can feel like less. Who coined the term? Psychologist Barry Schwarz introduced the term in his 2004 book, The Paradox of Choice: Why More is Less. Schwarz argued that while some choice is necessary and good, too much choice can paralyze us and reduce our satisfaction with the decisions we make. He wrote, "With so many options to choose from, people find it difficult to choose at all." His research challenged the idea that more freedom through choice always makes us happier. Too many choices, less happiness. One of Schwartz's studies found that people given 24 types of jam at a grocery store were less likely to buy than those offered only 6 types. While the large display attracted more attention, fewer people made a purchase. This shows how too many options can make it harder to choose, even when we're interested. A study published in the journal Psychological Science found that people faced with more choices often feel regret and self-blame afterward. When you have 30 genes to choose from and still don't feel confident in your purchase, it's easy to wonder if you picked the wrong pair. How it affects consumer behavior. The paradox of choice shows up in everyday life. For instance, imagine trying to choose a toothpaste at the store. You're faced with whitening, sensitivity, tartar control, mint flavor, baking soda, gel, and more. You might spend several minutes debating and leave feeling unsure if you made the best choice. Online shopping is another good example. When browsing hundreds of phone models or laptops, many people feel overwhelmed. They may delay buying altogether or feel less happy with their final choice because of all the what-ifs. Is there an ideal number of choices? Researchers Sheena Iyengar and Mark Lepper found that 6 choices tend to work better than 24 or more. When people are offered fewer options, they make quicker decisions and feel more satisfied afterward. This doesn't mean fewer choices are always better, just that there's a sweet spot where variety helps without overwhelming. Decision paralysis in action. Decision paralysis happens when we feel so overwhelmed by choices that we end up making no decision at all. For example, a college student faced with dozens of majors might keep changing programs instead of picking one, or someone trying to pick a movie from hundreds on a streaming service might end up scrolling endlessly and watching nothing. Maximizers versus satisficers. Understanding how we make decisions can help. People generally fall into 2 groups. Maximizers want the absolute best outcome. They compare every option and often fear missing out. While they may choose better objectively, they often feel less happy. Satisficers aim for a good enough option that meets their needs. They make decisions faster and usually feel more satisfied. As Schwarz noted, satisficers tend to be happier with their decisions, even if they don't always pick the perfect option. Cultural differences in choice. Not all cultures value choice the same way. In a study by Iyengar and Lepper, Anglo-American children performed better when they were allowed to choose their tasks. But Asian American children did better when their mothers chose for them. This shows that in some cultures, shared or guided decision-making is more comforting than personal choice. As Iyengar explains, the value of choice is not universal. It depends on cultural beliefs about independence and community. How to reduce choice overload. The good news? You can take steps to feel better about your decisions. Limit your options. Instead of reviewing 50 restaurant menus, narrow it down to 3. Set clear goals. Know what you really want. For example, choose a laptop based on battery life, not endless specs. Accept good enough. Don't aim for perfect, aim for satisfying. Stick to your values. Base choices on what matters most to you, not just trends or pressure. Take breaks. Give your brain space to reset when overwhelmed. In a world filled with endless options, learning to navigate choice wisely can bring greater peace, clarity, and happiness. By simplifying decisions and focusing on what truly matters, we can turn the paradox of choice into a pathway to freedom. In the comments below, share your thoughts and experiences with the paradox of choice. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And I will see you soon for more Unschooled Genius.